friends, this is the Miss Wolfie from our half-acre homestead, and the Christmas season is here. And of course, it wouldn't be winter in Canada and the Christmas season if people didn't come early because there was a threat of bad weather. So Austin's coming for dinner tonight, and my sister-in-law Karen's on her way. She wasn't supposed to come until tomorrow. So I've thrown together a pot of soup. I've got my home canned beef vegetable soup. It's in the crock warming up. Let's make some cheese onion biscuits to go with that soup. Okay, so what you're going to need is, in here I have 2 cups of flour. You're going to need some grated cheese. I just grated this from the brick. Onion flakes, buttermilk, baking powder, grated lard and or butter. Now, I grate mine and throw it in the freezer, and it's the smartest thing I've ever done. Thank you, Serenity Wolf, for the grater attachment for my KitchenAid. Oh my God, what a time saver. So I just grate up butter and lard and throw it in bags in the freezer, and it works really well just for stuff like this. Got soup for supper and only half a loaf of bread. Oh, I'll make some biscuits. Why? Because I got my fat already grated up. It's simple. Anyway, preheat your oven to 375 degrees. Okay, so here's our flour, our 2 cups of flour, and we're gonna add teaspoon, 2 teaspoons, baking powder. No more than 1 teaspoon per cup of flour, because then it would flavor it. And we just want it to help it rise. And this is my organic, unbleached flour. And now I'm just going to, I want my onion. This is the, oh, is that ever pungent? This is the onion that we got from those Egyptian walking onions in the garden, which Howie forgot to plant this fall, and well, it'll be another 2 years before we get another, but that's okay. I've still got a whole other jar of this. So I'm gonna say about a teaspoon, teaspoon and a half, tablespoon, depending on how much you want. Onion flakes. I'm gonna put in, maybe a half a cup of grated lard. Butter's a little softer. About a half a cup of grated butter. And about 3/4 of a cup of cheese. Yum, yum, yum. And salt. Not too much, because we've got the salt in the butter and the salt in the cheese, but enough to, bust things up. So let's toss the fat, and because technically the cheese is a fat too, but let's toss it in the flour to coat it. Go. And you're going to make a well down in the bottom there. And buttermilk. I have no idea how much. Probably between a half and a cup of buttermilk. Why do I say between a half and a cup? Because be ready. You're going to need at least a half a cup, but be ready for a full cup, just in case this doesn't or isn't enough, which it's not. Now see this? This is very similar to scones, folks. The difference between good biscuits and scones is one is savory and one is semi-sweet. Because I pretty much make them exactly the same way, except I don't do all butter in my biscuits, because it's really not necessary. These aren't grands, folks. But if I ever have grandchildren, we'll call them grannies. A splash, and I mean like a tablespoon more should do it. And remember, folks, it's in one of my kitchen tips. When you use half a carton of buttermilk, top it up with regular milk, shake it, sit it on the counter for 8 hours or overnight, and it will inoculate your milk and you will have more buttermilk. It's how I make 1 carton of buttermilk last an entire Christmas season. It gets me through pancakes and scones and biscuits and just about anything else. There we go. There it is. That's the consistency I'm looking for. I would rather mine be a little sticky than too dry. Okay, we're just going to press this together. Get the excess off my fingers. Oh, about a ½ inch thick. And here comes the biscuit cutter. I'm going to get at least 5, so if the biscuit cutter was just a wee bit smaller, you'd get 6. I've gotten used to cooking for 2 or 3 people now. These are going into a 375-degree oven for about 20-25 minutes. Okay, so our timer has gone off. Look at those bodaciously beautiful biscuits. As soon as I opened the oven door, Nan went, oh, I can smell them. Look at that. I'm not going to cut these open because I want them to stay warm until Daddy gets home. But you know that one's his. Look at these beautiful, big, puffy, wonderful cheese onion biscuits. Hey, if company's coming on the fly and all you've got is homemade soup, throw together some cheese onion biscuits. It makes any bowl of soup a meal. Take care. God bless.